Welcome to part 2 of our 2-episode series, offering you again a little glimpse into one of the many online classes and in-person classes I teach. I'm so glad that you're here. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of mediumship, exploring its foundations and how your intuition and psychic awareness are key to building and deepening your connection to spirit through the incredible practice of mediumship. This work inspires me and teaches me something new every day. Even a spark of curiosity can open the door to profound growth, change, and evolution on your own path. Staying open to the lessons and allowing this work through mediumship to guide us is where the real magic happens. As psychics and mediums, showing up authentically starts with embracing this journey fully and really trusting yourself and allowing yourself to be open. Thank you for joining me on this path and this conversation. Enjoy the episode. What is mediumship? Here is what I have come to understand what mediumship is and how it has worked for me and how I have developed. So the foundation of mediumship is based on the development and fine-tuning of the clairs, your intuition, and your psychic awareness. I have found mediumship is honed and strengthened by the building of your symbolic bank that we'll talk about with spirit, and through the process of mind mapping, which we'll get into and what that looks like. The difference between psychic ability and mediumship is a simple change in perception and awareness. Psychic vision is this awareness based on perceiving information around a person, place, or thing. Mediumship is an awareness based on receiving information from spirit. Psychic awareness and mediumship work together synergistically, as your psychic awareness is the tool used to translate and understand symbols, messages, thoughts, and feelings from spirit. You cannot have one without the other. We cannot not develop our intuition, our psychic awareness, and know and organize what we're getting from spirit to understand them. Spirit is so highly intelligent and wants to communicate with us, but there needs to be an organization, these building blocks of how they communicate with us so we can organize what we're getting and feel confident as to what they're wanting to share with us and feel confident as the medium. So there is this system in place, and spirit knows your point of reference. It knows your life experience on things that you will understand and how they may communicate with you. And they communicate through your clairs, and they will communicate through your strongest clair, and understanding how to develop your strongest clair is extremely important through clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, those primary ones. And think of where, one of my great teachers, Tony Stockwell, years ago, gave this example about the difference between psychic awareness and mediumship. And he said, think of a stop sign, this red stop sign with white lettering. And when you are psychic, when you are using your psychic abilities and your psychic perception, you are looking at the stop sign. You see stop, S-T-O-P. You see the sign, it's red, it's in its shape. You see the stop sign. You're perceiving it and looking at it. When you are practicing mediumship and receiving information, you are blending with an energy. You become the stop sign. You are the stop sign. So through psychic work and psychic awareness, we are perceiving and looking at information through our mind's eye, through our clear knowing, through clear cognizance, clear feeling, clear audience. But with mediumship, we become the energy. We blend with the energy. We become that stop sign. So psychic work is seeing the stop sign. Mediumship is becoming the stop sign and blending. Think of mediumship as a feeling. It's a deep feeling that's connecting. A blending of your energy with spirit's energy. It's an invitation to bring spirit close to you. a feeling of spirit blending with your mind, your senses, your feelings. And then we, with intention, invite spirit to come close to us. What do they have to say? What messages are they bringing? What are they showing us? Who were they? Who are they still? And as we kind of step back in our mind as the medium, we allow spirit to step forward and share with us and let us know what we need to know. I want to talk a little bit about mind mapping, which is connected to mediumship, and a little bit of what I teach. And I'll get into this in another podcast, but we talk a little bit about what mind mapping is. And it's an interesting process of how we develop as a medium. And it's a process where a person, specifically a psychic or medium, mentally organizes and connects intuitive symbols, impressions, and their meanings. By receiving these impressions and symbols you might get, you begin to build this psychic symbolic bank that becomes the master key in helping assist you, the psychic or medium, and or both, to become more efficient and consistent in translating psychic impressions from spirits. It becomes your master key, and it's different for every single person. It's unique to what you understand about your life. Again, spirit knows your point of reference. If, say, someone is a doctor, they're going to give medical references to somebody trying to connect to spirit to make them understand versus somebody who is a chef or an athlete. Again, the spirit knows your point of reference and what you can handle, and they can only give you based on what your life experience has given you. And again, this gets into how we compare how I might connect to somebody else or how you might connect to another medium. We do our own mediumship. We do our own psychic work because we are uniquely individual. We are unique individuals that have walked our path to understand things from our own perspective, and spirit deeply understands that. So as we do this mind mapping, this connection, we start to develop a psychic bank, symbolic psychic bank. And this psychic symbolic bank is a result of mind mapping interpretations, resulting in symbols and their meanings established between you, the psychic, the medium, and spirit. And this symbolic bank is ongoing. You are continuously adding to it, building it, changing it as it continues to evolve based on your own development and evolvement. And it will be interesting as time goes on and what would be an example of mind mapping and symbolic bank. So for instance, if spirit gives me a picture of an orange over time, that means potentially three things for me. It means that I need more vitamin C, or someone has not been well. So if I see a picture of an orange, I might know that it comes to me that someone has not been well. It also indicates there's a connection to somebody or something in Florida for the person or people who live there. And then the third thing is, for some reason, a past person in my own life, here's my point of reference, their grandfather lived in Florida. And so over time in my readings, whenever I get Florida, it means either someone's not been well, someone's going to Florida, or it means grandfather, because someone's a good friend of mine, her grandfather lived in Florida, and it always brings me to that memory. And so every time I will get that, if it's not the two, not feeling well or going to Florida, I always say, do you understand a grandfather in spirit? And sure enough, I get a yes. I might, see an apron come in, and the apron always means that it's a grandmother because she likes to cook, or it means that they are somebody who likes to be in the kitchen. So we start to develop these clues based on your own life experience as the medium and the psychic that have either a symbolic meaning or literal meaning. And as the work that we do, and it can be very daunting at times because it really brings us to a place that's very primitive. It brings us back to basics of why are you getting that symbolism, as, a picture's worth 1,000 words and meanings, especially with spirit trying to communicate with us and be relatable so we can really harness why they're trying to speak to us. And the more we know our symbolic bank and our meanings, the faster we work with this, connecting the dots. Understanding the differences today with your intuition, your psychic awareness, and through mediumship, we start to see how they all work together. And at any given time, we're constantly trying to reinforce and work towards and strengthen our intuition. So we trust ourselves, because intuition is trusting oneself, and then receiving that psychic information to be very clear, and then connecting to spirit. Because if we don't trust ourselves and build that intuitive muscle and awareness, it's really hard to open up and trust what we're getting psychically through our clairs. And then we're really not sure if spirit's communicating with us or not, and to trust the way that they're giving us that information. It's this organized rhythm and pattern, and it takes time to develop. It really takes a lot of time. And I think that's the one piece of advice I would give, is that you got to give yourself time to develop all three of these pieces. And whether you are a newbie just starting out, a student, or a seasoned medium or psychic, I don't think the reinforcing, strengthening, and learning ever stops. It shouldn't. Every time I'm in a session, I learn something different about the work I'm doing, an image from spirit, a new symbol for myself psychically. So we are always going to want to be students of this work, no matter what. Have fun with it. Have patience with yourself, because spirit is extremely patient with us and knows what we're needing to do to develop. So just take your time and enjoy the process.